I thought this was impossible until I saw it running myself. A full liquid glass redesign for Windows 11 with no bloatware, no performance drop, and barely any RAM usage. This is the version Microsoft should have shipped from the start, and I'll show you exactly how it looks in action. Hey everyone, welcome to HT, and if you're one of our regulars, welcome back. Today we're putting Windows 11.1 Concept Edition up against regular Windows 11 head-to-head to see which one actually performs better. If you're wondering where to get this OS, check the pinned comment. You'll also find a link there to our full installation video on our channel, Apidus. Before we jump in, I want to be upfront. This is a premium build, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. Take a look at the screen for everything included and you'll see why it's worth it. Let's start right at the beginning with pre-installed apps. Windows 11 comes with a crowded start menu, pins everywhere, recommendations you never asked for, and 34 pre-installed apps. Most of them you can't even remove. That makes Windows 11 feel cluttered and unfocused from the moment you boot it up. Windows 11.1, on the other hand, gives you a clean start menu. 0 pinned apps, 0 recommendations, and the pre-installed app count also 0, which means you decide what goes on your PC, not Microsoft. Next, let's talk disk usage. Windows 11 eats up 37.8 gigabytes on a fresh install. That's storage gone before you've installed a single app. Windows 11.1 uses only 8.23 gigabytes after installation, much lighter, much smaller, leaving you way more room for your own files and programs. Now for everyone's favorite test, idle RAM usage. Windows 11 sits at 2.7 gigabytes on a 4 GB RAM machine, doing absolutely nothing. That's more than half your RAM gone before you've even opened anything. A couple of Chrome tabs and the whole system grinds to a halt. Windows 11.1 doesn't have that problem. On the same 4 GB setup, idle usage sits at just 1.5 gigabytes, noticeably cleaner. And if even that feels like too much, there's a fix. Open Velotic Pro, head to the cleanup page, and enable AI RAM cleaning. Within seconds, your RAM usage drops all the way down to 0.7. If you want a cleaner install, lower RAM usage, and a bloat-free system, Velotic is the app for you. And no, this isn't sponsored. We built it ourselves. Velotic is a Windows utility that brings your PC maintenance into one place. Let me show you what it does. The dashboard. A clear readout of your system, processor, memory, storage. The information you need without opening half a dozen menus. Gaming. Velotic adjusts settings to improve frame rates and configure your GPU for games. The changes are applied for you. No manual registry edits, no guessing which toggle matters. Automatic cleanup. When your system needs it, Velotic frees RAM and removes junk files. It runs quietly in the background. You set your preferences and leave it alone. Debloat. Choose a pre-built profile or create your own. Remove bundled software and services you do not want. Windows stays, just leaner, closer to how you prefer it. App installs. Search for software inside Velotic and install directly. One step, one source. No third-party download sites, no extra installers bundled in. Compression and power tuning. Compress disk data to recover space, up to 70% on supported files with no noticeable performance hit. Separate tools tune the CPU for lower heat and better battery life on portable machines. 500 plus tweaks. Fine-grained control over how Windows behaves. Every change is optional. Use as many or as few as you want. Everything in one application. Cleanup, debloating, installs, compression, tweaks, normally scattered across separate tools. Velotic combines them. Early bird access is linked below. Windows 11 to Tiny 11. Open debloat, select Tiny 11, press play. Velotic manages the full debloat from start to finish. That is the workflow most users come for. Velotic is available now at early bird pricing, link in the description. Back to the benchmarks. Let's look at CPU usage on both systems. Windows 11 runs 156 processes, 2,100 threads, and 64,000 handles while sitting idle. That's a lot happening in the background for a system doing nothing. Windows 11.1 runs just 89 processes, 400 threads, and 34,000 handles on the exact same machine, significantly lower across the board, and that translates to real gains, better temperatures, higher FPS in games, and lower latency. Now let's get into the real-world test. GeekBench 6. This is where the gap really shows. Windows 11 finishes with 2,272 in single-core and 5,469 in multi-core. Run the exact same test on the exact same hardware in Windows 11.1, and you get 2,385 single-core and 6,688 multi-core. Same machine, same test. One clearly comes out ahead. We'll drop the full benchmark results in the description, so you can go check them yourself. Let's move into configuration. Windows Defender works completely fine on Windows 11.1 Concept Edition. It's just disabled by default, so it doesn't run in the background flagging false positives and slowing things down. But if you need it, turning it on takes a few clicks. Open the Configure app, go to the Defender section and click Enable. That's it, Windows Defender is live. You can double check it in the Security Center if you want. Now, updates. Security updates are enabled by default. That means only security patches install automatically in the background. Everything else stays paused, and you should only turn that on if you truly need it, because unpausing updates can also mean Microsoft quietly reinstalling bloatware. You can also disable updates entirely from the Configure app, but we don't recommend it. Turning off all updates breaks the Microsoft Store. Speaking of which, the Microsoft Store works exactly like it does on any other version of Windows. Since Windows 11.1 ships with 0 pre-installed apps, you'll actually need the store for daily essentials, things like Notepad, Calculator, and Snipping Tool. Just launch it like normal, search for the app you want, hit Get, and it installs. If you've got a Microsoft or Xbox account, sign in here too, and you'll get access to everything you've already purchased. And once installed, something as basic as Notepad runs perfectly, no issues at all. Now here's the test this build is really known for, booting up on just 256 megabytes of RAM. For some perspective, 256 MB of RAM was the norm almost 25 to 30 years ago, back in the 1990s. And here we are in 2026 with this build managing to boot up on the exact same amount. Is it fast at that level? No, not really. But speed was never the point here. The point is showing just how far it can be pushed. And when we say stable, we mean it. It doesn't crash, even running on 256 MB of RAM. We've kept our end of the deal. Now it's your turn. Hit like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. You'll find the purchase name for Windows 11.1 pinned in the comments. We back it up with real security and real support, something you won't get with other builds out there. Sure, there are free versions floating around, but they come with risks. Either they're unstable, broken, or worse, hiding malware. Here's the deal. You get a safe, stable OS built for actual daily use and real work. And if anything ever goes wrong, we've got your back. So grab it now before the deal's gone. Thanks for watching. This is the Harbor of Tech sailing off.